Good afternoon and welcome as the snow falls down here around Bill Gray's Regional Iceplex in Rochester, New York. We're proud to give you this presentation of the Junior Women's Hockey League here as Newbridge Academy takes on the Washington Pride. I'm Colin Friday. And boy, do we have a game here in the cold for you today. Temperatures outside reaching 4 degrees. Feels like negative 17 with wind chill. And inside, not much better. We are all bundled up here as game about to get started here. Just some quick players to watch for each team on Newbridge. Keep an eye out for Sophie Bujo, top scorer on the team. Newbridge, a team with a lot of depth scoring, a lot of points from all over the lineup. So I wouldn't expect to see a lot of players contributing from them. And on the Washington Pride, someone to keep an eye on, Caitlin DeHutt. She played really well earlier today out on Rink 1. We're out by Rink 3 here today. And I'm sure we got a good show for us this time. Just a quick removal from the lineup. Steph Laguerre will not be joining the Newbridge Academy team for this game. Not traveling with the team, I believe. And it is likely for the Washington Pride that we will see Allison Toth in goal. Is not for certain. But Catherine Valou did play earlier today. On the opposite side, we'll probably end up seeing possibly Haley McKim, and if not, we'll definitely have Josie Adamski. Both goaltenders for Newbridge been on the top of their game, sharing ice time. Same with the Pride. And as time gets set up here, of course, 17-minute periods for U-16. They do play 20-minute periods for U-19, and then 3-on-3 overtime, just like they do it out in the NHL for 5 minutes, and then it's a tie. And we've seen a couple games go to overtime here already at the U-19 level. The Washington Pride U-19 team took it to overtime and ended in a tie against the North American Hockey Association Winterhawks, the NAHA Winterhawks. As we start to see the starting lineups, as suspected for the Washington Pride, it will be Allison Toth in net for them. And down the other end, it will be Haley McKim. Had the better of the two save percentages and goals allowed average. So she'll have a good start here. Starting lineups here for the Washington Pride, you'll be seeing Helen Gillespie, Kaylee McLaughlin, Megan Byram, and Michaela Langbecka. And we're off here. Pride bring this one into the offensive zone. It's Marnie in after it from Newbridge, as this one almost pops right out into the slot early on. It's Rowe. Works with this one here. Langbecka twirls with the puck, tries to put it in the slot. She had for a second there Byram, who's able to get it right back. Sends it over to McLaughlin. She works with it here, harassed by Marnie. It's dug out. And right back into the slot, and a shot there. It hits the post and bounces around and ends up in the back of the net. And they score. The Washington Pride take an early lead here. And I believe the goal scorer is going to end up being Michaela Langbecka. She was definitely involved there along with Megan Byram. And an early start there for the Pride. Pride win the face-off at center, resulting from that goal. This one's thrown in by Seraphin. Turns out she was offsides, though, so we'll bring it right back outside. This one's won again by the Pride. Off to a good start in terms of face-offs. This one's thrown down by Smith of Newbridge. Picked up, though, by the Pride. And there's going to be a penalty here, a delayed penalty. Goalie to the bench for the Pride as this one's touched up. And it's going to be a roughing penalty. This one's going to go against Grace Smith, number 19, for Newbridge Academy. Not a great start for Newbridge Academy. Going down 1 goal early and taking an early penalty. Pride's going to get an opportunity on the power play. It's Byram in to take the face-off here. Loses that one. And it's Newbridge trying to force this one out. It's tied up in the far side corner. And it's pulled out. And a shot there, bouncing around. McKim makes a save there. Comes back out to the point. She tries to slapping it back in with Logan Yamaguchi. Comes back out. Gillespie with the puck now. Thinks about what she wants to do with it. Sends it to the far side boards. Moving around with it there is McLaughlin as this one dribbles out. And Gillespie will have to recover it. She brings it beyond center. Sends it up along the near side boards, and they'll call this one down as offsides. Some fans braving the cold in attendance of the game. Moeller wins this face off back. This one's brought in, onsides of course. So play continues. Marnie with the puck here, tries to force it further for Newbridge. She dumps it all the way down the ice. Get off a little more time. About 1 minute left to go on the penalty. To Smith. The Pride will try and drag this one in. They do. Lenny will drop this one behind for Ralph. Trying to take a shot there. That one's just glided away by McKim. Working with it here is Ralph. She takes a shot, and that one goes just wide of the net. Up to the point to Tingley. Drops it for Ralph again. All the way across point to Sarah. She takes a shot. That one's deflected wide. Lenny with the puck now. Gets it back in the slot. She takes a shot. That one's deflected away. It's stuck in the feet of Marnie, and eventually makes its way to the near side boards. Battling for it there is Smith out of the box now. And this one's brought on in by Tingley. She takes a shot. That one's bobbled around by McKim. And they'll blow that one dead with a little over 13 minutes left on the clock. Pride lead 1-0. It's Craven in to take the face-off for the Pride. O'Rourke, though, Caitlin O'Rourke of Newbridge wins it away. This one sent up to Smith. Smith trying to move forward. Gets caught along the boards, though. Offside is the Pride. They'll have to recover. This one sent on up. Not a good tape-to-tape pass. Hayden turns that one over. And they'll blow this one down as offsides ever so slightly. Vivi Rowan not being able to make it back to the blue line quicker than Nor Scavoto is able to bring it in. Craven in to take the face off again, this time against Trevors. Kind of hold each other up at the blue line, but eventually this one's won back by the Pride. Caitlin DeHutt trying to work with this one now. We talked about her in pregame. Hayden for Newbridge sends this one forward. being chased down by Homer. But Norscavato is going to get to it first. She tries to double around with it. Can't quite do it. Eventually, it makes its way to Caitlin DeHutt. She's got a nice tape-to-tape pass. This one for Rowan. Rowan trying to do a little move, but she gets shoved off the puck there by Marnie. It's Burns now trying to force this one forward. Can't quite do it. Rowan gets it back. Sends it right into the slot, and a nice opportunity there for Craven. But it's coming back the other way. Homer sends this one in. And will go obediently to the bench for a change. It's the Pride coming back the other way now, but this one's stolen by O'Rourke. Bounces around in a couple of feet. Comes up to Rowe. She takes a shot, and that one's held onto by Toth. Little under 12 minutes left to go in the first period. 1-0 Pride. This one's won back by O'Rourke to Tolk. At the point. She works with it here. Takes a shot. That one's deflected. Coming back the other way now are the Pride. They storm their way down. This one's thrown in further by Donahue. Voss. Battling for it in the far side corner. Eventually Newbridge comes away with it. Bujo. Tries to get that one through. Can't quite do it. It's Solis who pushes this one forward. O'Rourke's able to knock that one a little bit, but back in come the Pride. O'Rourke sends it over to Marnie. Marnie tries to force it out. Can't quite get it through the stick of McLaughlin. And this one's picked up by Langbecka. Rumbling this one around the boards is Bujo. And it's Newbridge that comes away with it. It's Boone who brings it into the offensive zone there. Coming away with it now is Trevors. Trevors playing a strong defense. Strong forecheck there. As things get tied up in the near side corner. The Pride defensive end. It's Smith with the puck now. Looks to take a shot. She takes a shot. That one's matched with a save by Toth. Wraps around, takes another shot. This one's right on the doorstep. But Homer couldn't get her stick down. This one's batted around just a little bit more. Back up to the point to Hayden. Hayden decides to take a shot. That one goes on net. Toth saw it the whole way. It's Tingley with the puck now for the Pride. Leading the rush. Dumps it in deep. Chases after her own puck. Hayden's going to get to it first, though. Throws it around. Working for it along the boards. It's Hayden now. Gets it trapped in Seraphin's feet. And will eventually find its way to Tolk. She'll take it behind her own net, trying to decide what she wants to do with it. Hands it over to Hayden. Hayden dumps it back around for Tolk. Tolk puts it into the feet of O'Rourke. Eventually is able to collect it and try and send it over to Homer, but it's taken the other way. It's Lenny here with the puck. She's bodied off by Hayden, but is able to hold on to the puck for a short while. Until it's taken off of her. Tolk tries to get it to Homer. Just drifts it along the far side boards. And it comes out to Roush. She takes a shot. That one goes up into the netting. We will get a whistle, and everyone can take a deep breath. About 8.5 minutes left here in the first period. Pride currently lead 1-0. A very flowing game, not a lot of stoppages. Craven in to take the face off here for the Pride. She wins that one back, at least for a second. But Newbridge putting the pressure on. It's Marnie now with it. Hands it over to Boone, who throws it along the boards. Newbridge is not able to hold on to it, though. It'll come back the other way. Schuler working with it now. Looking for it there. Travers trying to track this one down. No icing here as they rule Marnie can get to it, which she can. This one bouncing around now. It's Rowan. Tries to put it into the center, and a shot there by Craven. Rowan with the puck now. Tries to throw it in front again. Throws it right through the crease. No one was there to knock it home. Back up to the point to Scavoto. That one goes wide. Off of a block by Burns. Burns trying to harass the Hut here. But the Hut's able to march on through, at least for a second. Until Boone collects it. Brings it behind her own net. Hands it over to Marnie. Marnie ricochets it along the boards and down the ice. And icing the call. Now, an interesting thing about icing is at a referee's discretion, they can blow off the icing if they do not feel that the player is making an effort for the puck. Occasionally, in a situation like that, they will do that and rule that Schuler could have reached that puck. And this one comes right out in front and battling for it and covered finally by McKim. As Madison Cote, had a number of opportunities right on the doorstep, just trying to slam that one home. Couldn't quite do it. Kudos to Solis for being able to get that one out in front to her. Newbridge wins the faceoff away here. Comes to Toll, then to Smith. Fired back on net, but that one's blocked away by the foot of Hayden. Eventually Smith comes away with it, trying to work it forward. Can't quite do it as it's taken away by a Pride player. And they'll regroup with it at center. Langbecka turns this one over, and that one's covered up by Toth. Decent amount outside her crease. A nice thought to come out and play the puck and cover it there by Allison Toth. About 6.5 minutes left here in the first. 1-0 to score. Pride are up. It's Marnie here. Keeps this one in on sides for Newbridge. Eventually it'll be popped out. They'll be forced to recollect. It's Boone with the puck now. Thinks about what she wants to do. Sends it along the boards to Burns. Burns tries to force it forward. Can't quite do it. She gets tied up with. It's Marnie over to Boone. Boone sends this one all the way over to Homer. A little bit of a push there from O'Rourke. No call, of course, as they say it's all legal. This one pops up in the air. Burns tries to play the puck, but eventually comes away and is taken by O'Rourke. O'Rourke, a really energetic and physical player. It's Burns with the puck now. And she'll throw it all the way down. And they will rule icing as the call. Thus far, a very physical game out of Caitlin O'Rourke from Newbridge. Pride win away this faceoff. It's Ralph with the puck here. She turns it over, coming back the other way now. It's Bujo. She keeps this one in her feet, can't quite work with it. Rowe tries to stick it forward. And eventually, with the help of Seraphin, she's got Bujo, and she takes a shot and just kind of whiffs, and it goes wide. This one's thrown up. Tolk has it now, but it's taken off of her by the Pride. Some very energetic fans for Newbridge. It's Ralph with the puck now. Tried to get it to Lenny in the slot, didn't quite have her. This one bounces up, Ralph in after it, along with Tolk. Tolk trying to kick this one away, but it ends up with Ralph anyway. She takes a shot on net, fakes a pass to Scavoto, but McKinn makes the save to match it. Burns in to take this face off. She wins it away. It's Trevors. Now hands this one to Smith. She just kind of rolls around a Pride player. It's Gillespie in fighting for this one with Smith. Burns with it now for Newbridge. Trying to get a shot on net. She can't. Bounces out back as far as Marnie at center. Hands it over to Boone. Boone throws it right into the Washington Pride bench, and we'll get a stoppage. They will put it at center. Pride win the face-off here, throw it towards the bench. That one bounces off the foot of a referee. A lucky bounce for Newbridge, or at least for that current second. This one's knocked down, no icing here. Marnie will collect it, bring it behind her own net, and dekes through a number of players before it's eventually thrown back in. It's Boone with the puck now. Thinks about it. Taking it herself. She collects here. Tries to send it along the boards to O'Rourke. Can't quite do it. It's Yamaguchi. Then this one's handed over to Craven until it's knocked away by Newbridge. Back up to Yamaguchi. And it's picked up by the Newbridge defense. Coming back in. Seraphin dumps it in deep. Bujo will be the first one to it. She looks to the point, to Tolk. Tolk tries to send it towards the net. It kind of bounces around in the air for a second, and eventually is fired on net by Seraphin. This one, they try and send it back up to the point. Hayden tries to push this one up the boards, but there are two Washington Pride players there to match her. And a shot there, and a save to match it from McKim. A little under 2 minutes left here in the first period. Washington Pride lead 1-0. This one's won back by Newbridge. Brought along the boards by Seraphin. She brings it into the offensive zone, tries to take a shot. That one's blocked away, though, by Tingley. This one eventually makes its way to O'Rourke. She circles through. Sends it down low. And eventually it's fished out by the Washington Pride. They'll get it out of their own zone at the very least. Still working for it. Is Langbacka. Comes back to Tingley. She'll send it up the boards. Onto the stick of McLaughlin. Burke gets hooked up there. As this one falls into the stick of Burns. She goes in after this one. Is the first one to the puck, plays it with her feet. Her and Smith battling for it down there. And eventually finds his way to the slot. Looking for the Washington Pride. It was only their defenseman there to meet it. Trying to move out. It's handed off to Ralph. Ralph takes a shot here. That one goes right into the glove of McKim. She just drops it on the ground, lets her team play with it. Smith trying to knock it away with about 1 second left on the clock. And they will call the period at that. The question, of course, was there 0.1 seconds left on the clock for a face-off? They will rule time had run out. And a good first period for both teams. Of course, the Pride kind of being the dominant team thus far. I'd like to remind you all that this game and all the games this weekend will be broadcast on JWHL.org, and they will all be archived, so you can listen to your top hits of the JWHL season on YouTube.com. Just type in JWHL, and if you don't mind, give us a subscription. It'll help us continue to bring the best of junior women's hockey to you, our listeners and viewers at home. Third period close to getting underway. Of course, Newbridge Academy wearing their white home jerseys with gold and maroon trimming, and the dark black jerseys with white and gold trimming for the Washington Pride. Pride work with it here. Bring it into the offensive zone. They'll blow this one down as offsides. Now, a note of confusion for some is that Washington Pride is actually Washington, D.C., as opposed to Washington State, for those of you who might be just getting familiar with the Junior Women's Hockey League. Newbridge wins this one back, dumps it all the way down. And a penalty seemed to have been assessed at the end of last period. Most likely for a little bit of pushing and shoving. Being served by Riley Burns. And a little bit of a miscommunication there for the referees. But they get the call right, and that's what matters. Face off there. One for a second by Newbridge. Then it's taken off by the Pride. There's one thing that Newbridge has been supreme in thus far. It has definitely been the face-off circle. O'Rourke in after this one. First one to it, though, is Yamaguchi. This one's blocked down, and O'Rourke has an opportunity here. She shoots! And that one's saved and then covered by Toth. And a great opportunity there for Caitlin O'Rourke. Had the puck all alone in front of the net and just couldn't get that one past the pads of Allison Toth in net for the Pride. The Pride win this face-off away. Byram brings this one into the offensive zone, does a little move around Marnie. Sends it back up to the point to Sarich. She thinks about what she wants to do with it. Makes its way over to Tingley. Back up to the point to Byram. She takes a shot. That one deflects wide. And an opportunity there as this one floats right into the slot, but no one could get a stick on it. Comes back up to the point to Sarich. Sarich over to Tingley. She takes a shot. That one's blocked away by Marnie. A nice block by her. And this one, trying to keep that on sides was Langbecka. She couldn't quite do it. And they'll waive this one as offsides. A second under 15 minutes left here in the second period. Washington Pride up 1-0 here against Newbridge Academy. Pride win this one back. This one's knocked forward by Scavoto. Hayden is the first to collect it for Newbridge. She'll kind of tic-tac that one away. And it'll end up in the hands of Smith. Smith sends this one forward. Looks for Bujo, who she had streaking towards the front of the net, but couldn't quite get a pass to her due to the good defensive play of the Pride. This one comes back. Hayden skates after this. Tracked down by Rowan. With the help of Tolk, she'll get this one out. Give it to Burns, who will just glide this one all the way down the ice. The goaltender will be forced to get in front of this one, as it would have been icing if it had not hit the net. Burns with the puck now. Brings it behind her own net. Thinks about what she wants to do with it. Sends it along the boards to Homer. Smith. That one goes out. Goaltender tries to make a save from the bench. And sadly, Catherine Valou will not be credited with a save there. Seraphin wins this face-off back. It's Marnie. Sends it around to Boone. Boone tries to force it forward with the help of Homer. But eventually it's Marnie who will have to recollect in her own zone. She'll send it around the end boards. Homer puts it back on the stick of Boone. A good forecheck here going by the Pride. And it almost ends up in a turnover, but Boone eventually catches it, and they crack it. And it could have been a 3-on-2 the other way, but Homer costs the puck up to Logan Yamaguchi. This one finds its way around to Rowe. She'll try and force it forward. Boone eventually knocks it there. This one's pushed forward and drifted out to center. Coming back the other way now. It's Seraphin. She dumps this one in deep. Newbridge finally gets the change they've needed for a while. And this one's caught right up to Tolk. Tolk relaxes with it in the corner before pushing it on to Smith. Smith trying to get it to the slot. Can't quite do it. Hayden hands it over to Tolk. Tolk almost puts that one on the stick of Smith, but eventually it makes its way to Burns. And Burns continues to try and knock it forward. She eventually does to Smith. She's got O'Rourke on the back end. And she takes a shot, and that one's saved by Toth. It's picked up by Smith. Burns with it now. Tries to throw it over to O'Rourke. It goes behind the net, but O'Rourke gets to it anyway. She thinks about sending it to the point. Tries to drop it behind. Couldn't quite do it. And it comes back the other way now. It's Moeller with the puck. Throws it on net, and that one just bounces around for a while, and it's right out in front, and they can't get to it, the Pride. Can't get a stick on it. It's Yamaguchi now. She's matched by O'Rourke. As Smith tries to get this one on a little further, she'll bring it into the zone. Take a shot on net. That one's just deflected wide into the boards. The Pride will try and react here. And Ralph will bring this one in. Offsides will be the call. And with 11 and change on the clock, we'll get a stoppage here in the second period. Pride currently up 1-0 over Newbridge Academy. Battle for it here. Bujo tries to push this one along the near side boards with Alpero. Can't quite do it. It'll come back the other way. It's Lenny. She takes a shot on that. That one bounces high. And it will be Langbecka in after this one. Somehow that's kept on sides. It's Langbecka. Throws this one to the slot, and it bounced around there for a second in a dangerous area. Comes back up to the point. Tingley tried to get her stick on it. Can't quite do it, though. Bringing it in is Trevor. She takes a shot. That one goes wide of the net. Langbecka brings it over center into the offensive zone. Leaves it behind. And a shot on net there. Saved by McKim. And Smith tries to knock this one forward. Couldn't quite do it. Is Byram. Hands it over to DeHutt. Through Sarich. And it's turned over. Hayden hands it back to Tolk for Newbridge. Tolk brings it behind her own net. Sees if she can set up the breakout, but she gets trapped back there. It eventually makes its way to Smith. And Smith tries to force it along the boards. Can't force it through Sarich, though. And Tolk will have to recollect as it's pounded back in. It's Tolk with the puck now. Has it behind her own net, being harassed by a Pride forechecker. This one's a pass from Newbridge. Gets intercepted there. And this one's dumped down. Icing. The call. 9 and change on the clock here in the second period. 1-0, a U-16 matchup between the Washington Pride and Newbridge Academy here in the JWHL. Trevor's in to take the faceoff. She'll be taking it against Craven. Craven wins it back to the point to Scavoto. It's Rowe here. Hands it over to Marnie. Over to Rowe. Pins this one along the boards. Tries to work further with it. But it's fished out by the Pride. And a shot there. A number of shots there by Craven. She just tried to push that one through the defense of Newbridge. This one's tied up now in the near side corner. Marnie eventually fishes it out. And this one will go down. Will it be icing? The answer, yes. Both teams getting a number of good opportunities here in the second for Newbridge to even the score and for the Washington Pride to increase their lead to 2. Pride with the puck now. Send it right through the slot, and Voss couldn't get her stick on it. Sends it back up to the point to Gillespie. Sends it down low. Voss is there. Tries to get it into the slot. Gillespie trying to keep it in there. Couldn't quite do it, though. Burns after it now. Tolk. She works with it here. Working forward. Now it's McLaughlin. Smith of Newbridge. But now we'll go back the other way. Cote with the puck here. Tries to thumb this one through, but they're going to be offsides as Hayden was just able to hold up at the line. This one's sent in by Smith in deep. Everyone will go for a full sail change here. Newbridge tries to get out a new set of 5. Bringing this puck into the zone is Ralph. This one bounces around right into the slot. Trying to fire that one in is Yamaguchi. Shot back in by Tingley. And furthered by Mueller. O'Rourke, first one to this puck. Doubles back. Decides to give it to her defense, to Marnie. She makes it up to Trevors. Trevors will dump it in. Go for a change. Pride will collect here. Pride getting a lot of good zone time. It's Ralph. That one's knocked away though by Marnie. Ralph recovers it. Sends it to the empty wing. Tolk with it now. Tolk trying to send it along the boards. Can't do it. Moves it a little bit further and eventually knocked all the way in by Homer. Toth will come out of her net to play it. 6 and change left here in the second period. Smith takes the legs out of a player. No worries though, as they will say it was not intentional and therefore not a penalty. This one will go down the ice for icing. And Newbridge will get what would seem to be a rare offensive zone faceoff. 5.5 minutes left here in the second. Smith wins this one back to Tolk. She'll try and send it into the slot. But it's matched there, though, by Byram. Byram taking the puck over center and into the offensive zone. Thinks about taking a shot. Doesn't really like what she's got, so she'll circle the net. Sends it back up to the point to Schuler. She'll take a shot. That one's blocked, though, by a Newbridge forward. Hayden sends this one forward into the offensive zone. One bounces off Smith and right in front of the net. And Bujo could not get to that puck while it was right there in front of the net. And this one gets tied up along the far side boards. Digging for it are Burns and another player. O'Rourke tries to spin with this one, can't quite do it. It's knocked back in by Tolk though. O'Rourke goes in after it, trying to match Schuler. Scavoto throws this one along the boards, comes back up to Hayden. She takes a slap shot, and that one goes right into the catching mitt of Allison Toth. Burns in to take the face off here. She loses it. This one knocked down by Yamaguchi. They're going to say this one was a hand pass against the Pride. So Newbridge will get another offensive zone face off. They'll send out their base face off woman. at least thus far, in Grace Smith. This one's one back to the point. It's Boone. She takes a shot. That one's deflected by Smith, and she scores on the deflection. Grace Smith wins it right back to Courtney Boone, who then takes a slapper on net, and Smith just tips that one out of midair and right over the blocker of Allison Todd. And it's all tied up at 1. Smith with the puck here. She's got 1 goal already. Maybe she wants a second. Takes a shot on net. That one's just glided wide by Todd. Comes back to the point to Boone. She tries to force this one forward. Trips up a player on the back end, and there's going to be a penalty here. And it's going to be a trip, and it's going to go against Courtney Boone. Girl with an assist. 3:40 left here in the second. All tied up at 1 here between Newbridge and Washington. Newbridge will be on the penalty kill. Eventually this one's fished out by Washington as they try and enter the zone here. They do. It's Langbecka with the puck now. Sends it over to Sarich. Sarich thinks about what she wants to do. A lot of people in front of the net. Elects not to shoot. Finds his way back up to her. She tries to get it down low to McLaughlin. But it's taken away there by a defenseman for Newbridge. And this one's finally thrown on net as Sarich saw some daylight, and there's going to be a penalty here for interference. And this one's going to go against Tate Hayden. With a little less than 3 minutes left, Washington is going to get an extended 5-on-3. A 1 minute and 16 second 5-on-3. Comes back up to the point here. It's Gillespie. Gillespie hands it over to Ralph. She takes a shot on net. That one ends right up in the glove of McKim, and they will try it all again. This one's won back by Newbridge and eventually finds its way to the point to Gillespie. Thinking, decides to pass to Ralph. Trying to get it backdoor to Yamaguchi. That one just bounces around and is sent all the way down the ice. 40 seconds left to go here on the first penalty to Boone. And this one's just knocked right back in by Homer. Coming back the other way now. Muller. She sends it right out in front, but that one just bounces off the skate of Lenny. Back up to the point now to Gillespie. She takes a shot. That one's deflected. And Marnie will glide this one down the ice. Newbridge now only down 1 woman. It's Gillespie now. And that will be offsides. And one of the things coaches hate most is offsides on the power play. And you can be sure that there will be a talking to about offsides on the power play on the bench. Bujo sends this one down. Minute 20 or so left to go here in the second period. This one bounces around, and that one's just deflected off the skate of Bujo and right on net. Maybe a little bit of puck luck almost there. Working with it now are the Pride. They're coming on down. It's Byram. Brings it over center and into the offensive zone. Tries to move around Boone. Boone, though, good defensively. Won't let her through. Back to even strength is Newbridge. 45 left to go. This one comes back out to the point to Sarich. She thinks about shooting, yet decides against it. It's Byram with the puck now. She's just trapped along the boards with 30 seconds left to go here in the second period. This one's thrown along the boards. Chasing it down is Seraphin. She forces this one forward just a little bit before it's nicked off of her by Tingley. Coming back the other way, Langbecka with 15 to go. Thinking about what she wants to do. Forced off the puck, though, by Tolk. Tolk sends it to the empty wing with 3 seconds to go. And time will run out here in the second period, all tied up 1-1. We're going to take a short break here as the Zamboni will come out to clean the ice. But we would like to remind you, if you're enjoying yourself, that all the games this weekend will be aired on JWHL.org. And if you'd like to look at some of the greatest hits or past games or any of the games that you possibly could put your mind to, go to YouTube, youtube.com. Look up JWHL. They're all there for you. And we hope that you subscribe to our channel, because that'll help us help you by bringing you the best of junior women's hockey. We'll be back in a bit. And welcome back, everyone, to Bill Gray's Regional Iceplex here in Rochester, New York. I'm Colin Friday. Alongside me, of course, my cameraman, Kevin, killing it over here. We're glad you have decided to rejoin us for part 3 of this game. All tied up 1-1, so essentially we have a blank slate here. Any team can win. It's a nothing game coming here into the third in a sense. 17 minutes on the clock. That's all they do in U-16. U-19, of course, 20 minutes long. O'Rourke in to take the face-off here against the Pride. Pride win this one away. They dump it in deep. They'll be Marnie down to chase it. Excitedly goes in after it. Gets it over to Rowe, who slaps it on further. That one's deflected by Bujo. And she brings it into the offensive zone. Takes a shot on net. That's a knuckler. And it will be Toth who just nabs that one out of the air. And everyone will take a deep breath, as there is time. Seraphin in to take the face-off here, taking it against Solis. Oh, the Pride. Pride win that one away. It's thrown back into their zone, though. Solis tries to knock this one further, can't quite do it. It's eventually pushed on by Schuler. Hayden goes in after it. Chased down by Voss. They're trying to push this one further, though. Seraphin tries to get this one out. Knocks off a foot. It's Hayden. Brings it over center. And almost into the offensive zone, but they're going to rule that one was offsides. They'll bring it outside. And a good defensive play there by the Pride to deal with that one. O'Rourke in to take the face off here. Wins this one back to Marnie. Over to Boone. Boone sends this one forward. Knocked down with a high stick. And it'll go all the way down the ice. Of course, high sticky and a hand pass, very different. They often get confused. A hand pass merely comes one face-off dot out, while a high stick will go all the way down the ice. Pride win the face-off here. It's Gillespie fighting for the puck with the help of Byram and a number of other players. But eventually it's Newbridge that comes away with it. They have it behind the opposing net. O'Rourke fighting for this one with Byram. Eventually it's taken away though. Langbecka puts this one down. Marty's in after it, and they'll wave it down as icing. And another offensive zone face-off for Newbridge Academy. And if you are the Washington Pride, you can't be giving up offensive zone face-offs like they're going out of business. Seraphin in to take the face-off, loses this one. Pride recover here. It's Sarich with the puck. Tries to throw it along the boards. Can't quite do it. Eventually it'll make its way to the near side boards though. It's Ralph. She throws this one in deep. Muller loses a glove in the net. And it's moved around here by Ralph. Handed over to Sarich. Back over to Ralph. Tries to get it into the center, but it's taken away by Bujo. Bujo moving on with Rowe to her left. Does a little move, gets stuck in the feet of Sarich. And eventually it's taken away by Ralph. Ralph takes a shot. That one's waffle boarded away by McKim. This one's pushed a little further. It's Smith with the puck now. Brings this one into the offensive zone. Takes a shot on net. That one's blocked away by the foot of Toth. Back the other way now. This one's tapped on by Craven. And eventually makes its way to Marnie. Marnie with the puck now. Tries to hand it to O'Rourke. Couldn't quite do that. It's Scavoto who throws that one indeed. Smith works with it now. Brings it out of her own zone, at least the center, but it's taken away there. Schuler brings this one back in, hands it over to Rowan. Rowan has it behind the opposing net, throws this right out in front, and it's loose. And eventually, safely moved away by Smith, who goes for a tumble while sending it all the way down the ice. No icing. This one's picked up here by Rowan. She knocks it forward. Craven in, chasing after. Hayden throws it off the end boards. Tolk goes in after it. He's moved away by Gillespie. Hands it over to Burns, and it comes right out into the slot, and no one can put it home for Newbridge. And it's going to be a whistle blown down here. And I believe the puck went out of play. Get another look there. And yeah, it's just a deflection out of play there. This one's won back by the Pride. Dinging for it in the near side corner. You've got Solis in there. Burns. Seraphin. And this one comes out as far as center. Marnie will recollect this one, being harassed by Vos. Marnie has it now in the near side corner. Coughs it up, but it's taken right back away by Seraphin. She's bringing this one down, sends this one on net. A bit of a knuckler. At least so her team can get a change. Washington circles around, but this one's intercepted by Hayden. She knocks it a little bit further. Decides to take it a little bit herself. The defenseman joining the rush. There's going to be a penalty here, and a very light cross-checking penalty. They're actually going to go with interference. And this one's going to go against Sophia Rowe. And she'll sit for 2 minutes. And not a very strong call, but a call nonetheless. A little under 12 minutes left to go here in the third period. All tied up 1-1. Newbridge on the penalty kill. Washington Pride on the power play. They knock this one forward right to Boone. Boone tries to swing it back down. Can't quite do it. And it's Sarich with the puck now. Hands it right out to Byram. And this one bounces around in front in the slot. Washington Pride getting a couple opportunities there. Byram with the puck now. Hands it up to Tingley. Tingley tries to throw this one through the crease. And Langbecka could not get her stick on it. This one's tangled up and moving right in, and a shot over the net there by Byram. She works with it here. Thinks about what she wants to do with it. Hands it all the way back up to the point to Tingley. Tingley hands it down to Byram. And it makes its way right to Homer. She'll throw it down the ice. Minute left to go on this penalty kill for Newbridge. They'll reset here in the defensive end. Working it forward. The Washington Pride. Eventually Seraphin sends it in deep. It's Gillespie now. Hands it over to Lenny. Lenny brings it into the offensive zone. Loses the puck on the referee's skates. Referees, they are part of the rink infrastructure. in the rules' eyes. Moeller hands it down low to Lenny. Lenny right up the boards. Makes it to Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi trying to decide if she wants to take a shot. Decides against it. Even strength now for Newbridge. And coming back the other way is Tolk. Tolk has an opportunity there. Bounces off her feet. It's collected, though, by O'Rourke. O'Rourke brings it back behind the net. And she'll leave it here for Marnie. Marnie decides to shake the shot. That one bounces off the goaltender. It's O'Rourke now. Hands it right out in front. And an opportunity there for Homer, and she misses wide. Burns in after it. Boone tries to take this one away from a forward. And it's Burns who tries to stretch out to get this one, and this one's kept in as Lenny has to regroup with it for the Pride. And Newbridge getting some extended zone time, or at least keeping the Pride in their own zone for a little while. It's Homer with the puck now, sends it, hits off the side of the net. Homer trying to move this one out in front. Can't quite do it, but it comes up to Marnie at the very least. It gets lost in her feet for a second, and she sends it below the opposing goal line. It's Homer. Leaves this one behind, hoping for O'Rourke. Didn't have her. But Boone steps up as they try and clear this one out. It's Homer with the puck here. Hands it over to Boone, at least for a second, and eventually this one makes its way out to Marnie. And she'll have to recollect this one as she tries to make one too many moves. She'll send it up the far side boards. Bujo playing defensively here on Craven, along with the help of Boone. Smith picks it up here along the near side boards, moves it into the near side corner. Trying to walk it forward is Smith, and Smith gets pulled down. No penalty call there. And this one flies up and into the Newbridge bench, and we will get a stoppage. All tied up 1-1. A little bit under 8 minutes left here in the third period. And the Pride win this one back, but it's moved through by Bujo. And she's got Seraphin breaking towards the net, tries to get it out to her, but it gets stuck in the feet of a Pride defender. Seraphin touches this one. And we're going to call it a hand pass, but that is waved off. Makes its way back out to Hayden. Hayden thinks about it. Brings it into the offensive zone. Tries to take a shot on net. That one's deflected wide. Scavoto working with it now. Trying to get it out from behind her own net. It's Smith who comes away with it, though. She'll move it on further, but is taken down and will lose control of the puck. Smith takes it here, tries to throw it through the slot, but there was no one there for her. Coming back to collect it is Tolk. She has Hayden. Hayden over to Seraphin. Good tape-to-tape passes for Newbridge. They try and dump it forward. And back the other way come the Pride. Travers knocks this one, and it'll be offsides. All tied up 1-1 here in the third period. A U-16 matchup between Washington Pride and Newbridge Academy. The fans out in force for Newbridge. Marnie hands this one over to Boone. Brings it over center and into the offensive zone. Tries to make a little move, and that one drifts right through the crease, but no one was on top of it. Again through the crease. Burns with the puck now. Throws it down low to Travers, as she mixes it up there with Sarich. Travers takes this one away with the help of Burns. Burns with the puck now. Tries to send it through the crease, and it's right out in front, and Travers couldn't get her stick on it. Coming back the other way now are the Pride. It's Cote. Pushes this one further. Trying to send it right out there in front, and it's bouncing around and is loose and eventually covered by McKim. Smith in to take the face-off here for Newbridge, going up against Solis. Smith knocks this one forward, and eventually it finds its way to Tolk. She'll dump it in deep. Bujo goes in after it. She's knotted off, though, by Gillespie. And O'Rourke becomes the new forechecker. This one comes out to the point to Hayden. She takes a shot. It ends up on the far wing, where O'Rourke's there alone. And it finds its way to Smith in the slot, but she couldn't quite control it. And there's going to be a penalty here, and it's going to be a slash. And it's going to go against Newbridge. It is Grace Smith who will find her way to the box. And with 5:08 left on the clock here, the Washington Pride now on the power play. This one's moved forward. It's McLaughlin. McLaughlin leaves it to the point to Gillespie. She thinks about what she wants to do. Hands it back to McLaughlin. She thinks about taking a shot. Leaves a little drop pass behind for Byram. And eventually a shot is taken there and then covered up by McKim. Of course, that shot coming courtesy of Helen Gillespie from the point. Trevor's in to take the face-off here against Byram. Byram wins it away, back up to the point to Gillespie. Gillespie trying to decide what she wants to do. Hands it right over to Byram. Byram tries to bring it into the slot. It's turned around there. Langbecka, and eventually forced down the ice by Rowe. Puck on edge as Gillespie goes to settle it. Bringing it forward is now Langbecka. Rowe tries to shuffle her off at the boards and will force it down a little bit further. She's now chasing. Gillespie gets to the puck first, tries to throw it along the boards. Rowe tried to deflect that one. She couldn't deflect it very much. Langbecka hands it over to Byram. The Pride going for the win here on this power play. 45 seconds left on it. Byram circles the net. Takes a shot, and that one's saved by McKim. Byram with the puck now. Tolk being a frustrating thorn in the side of Byram. And this one comes around in the slot, and a shot that goes right over the top of the net. Tolk with the puck now. Brings it behind her own net. She gets stuck there for a second and throws it right to the point to Helen Gillespie. She takes a shot, and that one's deflected wide. A shot again. This one ends up behind the net and is thrown around the boards by Hayden, and this one will go the length of the ice. Back at full strength is Newbridge. A big penalty kill for them. 3 minutes or so left to go here in the third period. Marnie goes in to collect this one, and she'll send it on net. It's bounced just wide to Gillespie. She tries to move it further, but it's turned right over to Seraphin. She sends it right out into the slot. Smith takes a shot, and that one's saved by Toth. A little bit under 3 minutes to go. The fans here would be biting their nails if their fingers weren't frozen. This one's brought out. Newbridge looks to bring it back in. It's Smith. Sends this one in deep. A knuckle puck. Goes just wide of the net. Could have bounced anywhere. This one comes up to Marnie. Marnie's got a clean shot on net, and that one's blocked by Moeller. It's Boone with the puck now. Boone trying to get this one out. Eventually does. Moves it a little bit further. Boone trying to spring Burns. Sends it in deep. Burns will go in after it along with Bujo. Bujo will make it to it first. She'll try and force it along to Burns, but Burns will cough it up. It's Scavoto now. Bringing it in is Lenny. Lenny gets muscled off by Tolk. Tolk does a little move, squeezes out of a difficult situation, and that one bounces right off the skates of Craven. Craven with the puck now. It's taken away by Hayden, though, and a shot and scores! Ralph is there right in front of the net, and it ends up in the back of the net with 1:30 left on the clock. 2-1 Washington Pride. And a timeout here called by Newbridge Academy. And the question that always remains in the mind of broadcasters everywhere is, what are they talking about in that huddle? Is it a strategy? Or are they just pumping up the team? Saying, let's do that hockey. Most likely on the Newbridge bench, they discuss when exactly head coach would like Haley McKim to come to the bench, or in what situation that might occur to get the extra attacker out, as they are only down 1. One would assume it is very soon. And on the Pride bench, defense, defense, defense. Smith in to take the face-off here for Newbridge. And this one's one away by the Pride. They'll come down. It's Rowan with the puck now. She'll take it in. And Boone slams her into the boards there. Unlikely for a call as we near the end of the game. O'Rourke chases this one. McKim to the bench. And they're going to call that one down as icing, with 1:10 left on the clock. Pride up 2-1. McKim wanting to get to the bench as soon as possible to get that extra attacker on and maybe tie this game up. Smith in against Craven. Craven wins it back to Tingley. Sends it around. Craven with the puck now. Hands it over to Rowan. Rowan locked up along the boards. It's now O'Rourke with the puck. Hands it up. Smith with the puck now. McKim now has an opportunity to go to the bench. Smith in, takes a shot that goes just wide. Marnie with the puck now. The extra attacker officially on. It's Smith with the puck. Tied up along behind the boards. It's Boone. Collects it with 40 seconds left to go. This one bounces around. And they try and drift it down, but they can't quite do it. Smith touches it. It's Seraphin now. Makes its way out to Bujo. And down the ice they'll come. And they'll send this one towards the empty net and in. Caitlin DeHutt, a player to watch from the pregame, puts this game away with 18.7 seconds left up there. Will they pull the goalie again with these last 20 seconds here? Likely not, but we will see. Burns ties someone up on the face-off here. And this one comes right back down. It's DeHutt again. Maybe she wants another. As this one's knocked up to the point to Sarich. She takes a shot. That one's blocked by Travers as she tries to force it down the other way. And that'll be it. The Washington Pride defeat Newbridge Academy 3-1 in a game that is probably not as reflective of that score, with one of those goals being an empty net at the end. Both teams playing extremely well. And, you know, most people's hearts will go out to Haley McKim, where a last-minute laser of a shot from Maria Rolfe ends up in the back of the net. But a great game by her. And that's all we have for you today. If you have interest in watching more of the JWHL, feel free to go to jwhl.org, where we will be broadcasting a number of games from this weekend. And if you happen to miss one of your favorite teams playing, feel free to go to youtube.com, search JWHL, and subscribe to our channel, where you can find all sorts of archived games. On behalf of Kevin Booth, I'm Colin Friday. Thank you for joining us here with this presentation of the JWHL.